Hey everyone, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful data systems we have, the PI system. If you've ever felt like you're just drowning in data, trying to find that one specific thing you need, then you've come to the right place. Let's jump in. So picture this. You're trying to find one single sentence in a library with millions of books, but there's no catalog system. Sounds impossible, right? Well, that's kind of the challenge we face with all our operational data. And that exact problem, finding that one needle in a massive haystack, is precisely what the PI system was built to solve. So we're going to break this all down by answering three really simple questions. First, what is the PI system, really? Second, where does all its data actually come from? And probably the most important question for you, how do you get your hands on it and start using it? At its heart, the PI system is our main hub for all operational data. The best way to think about it is like a massive, super organized digital historian. It's just meticulously recording millions and millions of data points every single day from all across our operations. Its whole job is to store that data, organize it, and then serve it up to us so we can actually analyze it. To really get this, let's stick with that library analogy. Think of the PI archive as the library building itself. It's this giant warehouse that stores every single piece of data, every book. But a library with no organization is chaos, right? That's where the asset framework, or AF, comes in. The AF is our librarian. It doesn't hold the books, but it knows where everything is. It adds context, it organizes everything logically, and it tells you exactly which shelf to go to. And finally, your tools, like PI System Explorer and DataLink, that's your reading desk. That's where you actually open up the data and get to work. Now, this is really important. The AF organizes and the archive stores. It's a simple distinction, but it's the key to the whole system. Okay, so we know how the library is organized, but what's actually in it? What kind of books are on all these shelves? You might be surprised at just how much is in there. We're talking about a whole universe of data, really. Everything from our electric grids, SCADA systems, and line sensors, to data from 4 different kinds of smart meters. We've got info on solar and wind generation, traditional power plants, even our gas systems. It's basically a complete real-time picture of our entire operation, and you can get to it all from one spot. Now, before you dive in, I want to share a critical piece of advice. This is a big one, so listen up. Just because 2 data points might have a similar name, it absolutely does not mean they're measuring the same thing. This is a perfect example of why, in the world of data, context is king. Let me give you a real-world example. Take a look at voltage measurements from our smart meters. A GE single-phase meter, it measures instantaneous voltage, but a Centron meter measures something called volt-hour, and a GE polyphase meter measures volt-square-hour. See, they're all related to voltage, but they are fundamentally different things. If you didn't know that context, you could make some really, really bad assumptions. Okay, so by now you're probably thinking, this is awesome. How do I get in? So how do you get the keys to this data kingdom? Well, it's a pretty straightforward 3-step plan. First up, and this one is an absolute must-do, you have to complete the required FERC SOC certification. No exceptions, no access without it. Second, your access is all handled through Active Directory groups, or AD groups. You'll need to get added to the specific groups for the data you want to see. And finally, the easy part, you just install the software tools right from our company's software center. And this right here is what you're going to be looking for in the software center. Just type OSIsoft, that's OSISOFT, into the search bar, and you'll find what you need. The big ones are PI DataLink, which is a super powerful Excel add-in we'll talk about in a second, and the PI AF client, which includes that PI System Explorer tool. So once all that's installed, you're ready to rock. Let's take a quick spin through the essential tools that are now in your toolkit. You know, the best way to get comfortable with this is to just do something. So let's walk through a super common task, simply finding some data and taking a look at it. Your first stop is going to be the PI System Explorer. When you open it up, you'll see a list of servers you can connect to. Just think of these as different doors into different sections of that giant library. You just have to pick the right one. Here, let me show you what I mean. If you connect to one server, say PRMen TSL, you'll get access to databases like Electric LVD. But if you pick a different server, like PRMen TNPO, you'll suddenly see the ModMob database, which is where all that smart meter data lives. So the main takeaway here is
The server you choose determines which databases, which part of the library you get to see.
Now, PI System Explorer is great for browsing and exploring, but let's be honest, what if you want to pull this data into a tool you're already an expert in, a tool you use every single day, like Microsoft Excel?
And that is where PI DataLink becomes your new best friend. It's an add-in for Excel that literally puts a new PI DataLink ribbon right at the top of your screen. It seamlessly connects that massive PI archive directly into your spreadsheets. It's a game changer.
And with just a few clicks from that ribbon, you can do some incredibly powerful things. Need the latest up-to-the-second value for a sensor? Done. Want to pull an entire range of historical data from last year? Easy. You can even get compressed or sampled data to simplify your analysis and do all kinds of calculations right there. Okay, wow, we've covered a ton of ground, from the system's architecture to the tools you'll be using. So, where do you go from here? How do you continue this journey and really become a PI expert?
Well, the good news is you're not alone. We've got an internal PI Center of Excellence and a dedicated SharePoint site just for this. For help from the wider world, OSI Soft, the company that makes PI, has an amazing community forum called PI Square. They also have tons of great training videos on YouTube, and if you want to do a real deep dive, there are even official training vouchers for formal classes. As you get started, just keep this in mind. The data has already been collected. The tools are ready and waiting on your machine. The only missing piece is your curiosity. The discoveries are out there, just waiting for you to find them. So we've just handed you the map to the library and the keys to the front door. The only question left is, now that you have the map, what are you going to discover?